Morning. Morning, morning, morning. Hey, Tara. Fuck. Corey, the fact that I ever get any of the college picks right is pretty impressive. Okay. Well, isn't that nice to see you this morning? Look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I love to hear stuff like that. That makes me happy. That's some cool stuff right there. Yeah, Corey, I don't ever know how I ever get college picks ever. Like college is not my thing. I do so bad doing college picks. The only college pick I actually did well on yesterday was I bet Miami. But Spiff, thank you so much. That's really cool. That's really cool. I love seeing all the all the new people coming on in. That's freaking awesome. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. Well, good morning. Oh, it's not that I don't ever catch the college games, Corey. I don't mind watching them. I don't know how to predict them. I just don't know how to predict them. Okay, they're fun. They're fun to watch. But yeah, I'm not any good at. UCLA beat Penn yesterday. I mean, what do you? Hell yeah, Red repping the old Antonio Gates jersey. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, dude. This was my game day jersey for a long time. This is my game day jersey for a long time. Ugh. Texas was beat to be Florida. That was the one I like. I should have called. I should have called Florida to beat Texas. I should have called that. Arch Manning is overrated. Overrated. Yeah. We got the hat, we got the jersey. We're all ready to go. Luckily, we had a little bit of a late start today. It should have been a later start, but I didn't know. Well, got some other stuff going on this morning. Just doing some things and all that stuff. So, but the Chargers don't play till late, so I have a little extra time to kind of play with today, which is nice. Which is definitely nice. Yeah. So, anywho, let's get this thing going, y'all. Go ahead and send those chats, send those likes, and all that fun stuff. We are slowly getting this thing going. Cindy, I appreciate it. It's gonna be hard though. Okay, I can't help. I just wake up this way. All right. How's my stomach? My stomach is better. My stomach is better. I will. Man, I was so mad about that sushi, dude. I was so mad. I gotta go out of my way to go to your sushi restaurant, and your sushi sucks. And I think I kind of figured out what it is. I think I figured out what it was. I think I like Japanese style sushi. Right. Well, first of all, I don't think the fish was good. Let's also do that. I don't think the fish was good. Right. But I like Japanese style sushi. Right. Like, and there's always some fun stuff. Like there's always some cool little rolls or something like that. And I got no problem with that. Right. I got no issue with some more, really fun stuff. That doesn't faze me. I like that. Right. But it felt like they tried to make it like super Americanized, right? Or I'll put it this way. Both the things I ordered were supposed to be spicy. Not a single I don't think they put pepper on anything. You know what I'm like I don't even think they tried. Right? I didn't see a dab of sriracha anywhere. There were supposedly jalapenos on something. They must have purposely sought out the mildest jalapenos they could find. And I should have known by the name of the place, right? It was just it was white people sushi. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. And so the eel sauce was super sweet. It was a lot of strawberries on shit. It was just weird. It was just weird. I don't know. It was just strange. it was real weird. I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. Exactly. If you tell me it's spicy, I should feel it. You know what I'm saying? Not only did I not feel it, like Taco Bell mild sauce was spicier than what they gave me. All right. Just saying, it was. Truly, Taco Bell mild sauce was definitely yeah. Look, I love strawberries. I'm not saying I don't. Strawberries are one of my favorite fruits. Okay, I love strawberries. All right, that doesn't mean that I want strawberries on everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between strawberries, liking strawberries, and just wanting strawberries on everything. You know? Exactly. Red strawberries and fish is strange, right? We can't admit that. Strawberries and fish is a little strange. Okay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's time and place, right? We went out and had some dinner last night. And Ari had an excellent little strawberry cocktail. It was delicious. I tried it. It had strawberry cream in it. Delicious. Sounds like Japanese fusion restaurant. Yes, it did. It sounds like Japanese fused with shitty Japanese. That was the fusion. They took something that was supposed to be Japanese, right? And they made it really shitty. Yeah. That's what it was. All right. They took fused with shit. All right. Place was ass. Place was full ass. Anyways. In shitification of yeah, exactly. Hold on. Where'd that comment go? I don't even see it yet. Hold on. There it is. There it is. Yeah. 100%. Shitification. All right, yo. Hey, Sundays things start off real slow. All my numbers are down right now. That's totally okay. It's totally fine. We're just getting this thing started, getting ready to get this thing moving. Okay, I'm already seeing some phone calls coming in. I haven't opened up the phone lines yet because I thought, we could get some more people in here first. But I do got to get this. We got to get some likes up over here on this on one thing over here so we can even get this thing started. I don't know what we're doing right now. That's okay. Like I say, it's Sunday. People are sleeping in. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. That is so cool. There's so many gears and stuff. Thank you so much for that. All right. Oh, I didn't even mean to put that up, Ogden. It said, I never ate sushi. You should. Just not at the place I went. Oh, this is funny. Oh, there's someone in my guest request box I think I have to bring up. This is actually kind of funny. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, he left. Wait, hold on. Maybe he's still here. Hold on. Let's see.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Oh, no, I didn't want to talk to you.
Why not?
All right. I was looking for that other guy. Sorry. There was a guy in here who I came on his live. Right. He's a MAGA guy. I went on his live. And to go to try to talk to him and debate him. Right. And it was so bad. Was it Boom? Yes, it was Boom, MAGA. I went on his live. He was so scared to talk to me. He was so scared to talk to me that I couldn't get 4 words out without him muting me. I made an entire breakdown video of how not to debate people and put it up online. It's actually on my YouTube page. I put up an entire freaking a video of how to tell that somebody doesn't know how to debate and is scared of you. So I was gonna let him come up here. Maybe see if he could maybe see if he could redeem himself. But it looks like he ran already. Maybe he got enough smoke from Ari and RJ. maybe he got enough smoke from Ari and RJ. And that's what it was. Oh, he was in here. He ran. He ran. But I was going to give him a chance. He doesn't believe in per capita data. What the fuck does that mean? What is it? What do you mean he doesn't believe in per capita data? How can you not? It's a descriptor. How can you not believe in something that is just a descriptor? That doesn't even make sense. Well, maybe it's best for him that he did run, because he definitely doesn't want this smoke. Anyways, if you guys want to see his tag is boom something, boom shaka something, or I don't know, something like that. If you want to see how bad he is, go check my I think it's on my TikTok. I know it's on my YouTube, and I have entire videos of me trying to debate him on his live while he ran and cried the whole time. It was pretty funny. But anyways, let's open up these phone lines to actual people that, you know, actually do know things, and let's not be worried about him. He got dog walked by Art. That doesn't surprise me. I'm pretty sure that guy could get dog walked by Summer. I'm pretty sure Summer could walk that guy in a debate. All right, phone lines are open. Guest box is open. If you'd like to have a conversation, you can join now, and we'll get this thing moving and get this thing going. He just, what? Hold on, where's that? Ah, no, I clicked on the wrong one. There it goes. Daniel, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. And you don't gotta say no homo. It's all right to have a little homo, man. It's all right. It's cool. Just a little bit. All right. There ain't nothing homo about saying another man's an attractive man. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. All right. Don't be so hard on yourself. Thank you, Daniel. All right. I think we need to normalize that. All right. I think we need to normalize that. I'm just being honest. Normalize dudes telling other dudes that they look good. It's okay. All right. It's all right. Yeah, exactly. But like, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. I've done it before. I'm like, man, that's a good looking dude. I'm not into dudes, but I am like, that's a good looking dude. There ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. 0. All right. I actually saw while I'm waiting for somebody to call in. I had a bunch of calls, and then of course, as soon as I open up my phone lines, the calls pause for a second. That's okay. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, it was funny. It was this guy who had like done like all this like working out, and he had like, dude must have gotten down to like, 8% body fat or something crazy. And it was funny watching, like, it was like, are you a guy or a girl? And do you find him more attractive or less attractive? And all the guys found him more attractive, and all the girls found him less attractive. And it cracked me up. Thank you, FM. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was like, wow. It was like so funny watching like the difference between guys and girls and what they found attractive. The funny part was at the end, there was a guy yelling at the girls, telling them how they should have found the other thing more attractive. It was so, if I can find it, I'll put it in my Discord. Let's see if I can find it. Hello?
What's up?
Hello?
What's up?
I don't know, man. What's up?
Not much, man. It's beautiful out today.
Decided to touch some grass today?
So, yeah, you said, do you support Trump? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? He's doing everything he said he would do.
Awesome. So how old are you?
34.
Awesome. So when Donald Trump said he was going to lower grocery prices on the first day and grocery prices are up, how's that going?
Well, I mean, look, for 10 years into Donald Trump, he said he was going to end the war on day one. Who in the right mind really thought he's just going to step in there and end it on day one.
Trump.
I mean, that's just his way of talking.
No,
dude.
no.
He's been doing it for 10
You
years.
asked. You said your argument was not, is Donald Trump doing a good job? That's not what you said. You said he did everything that he said he was going to do.
No, I said he's doing everything. I mean,
Okay.
obviously he hasn't
Well,
done
gotcha.
everything.
Well, he said he was going to end the war in Ukraine on day one of being president-elect, and then he said he was going to end the war in Ukraine within day one of becoming president, and then he said within the first month, and then he said 2 weeks, and then he said 2 weeks, and then he said 2 weeks, and then he said 2 weeks. He also said he was going to lower grocery prices on day one, and then actually 2 weeks before he took office, he said actually this was actually going to be really hard, like Donald Trump didn't for some reason think that, doing things like lowering grocery prices would be hard, which is crazy. He said he was going to, end the war between Israel and Hamas on the first day.
Looks like it's coming to an end. Looks like it's coming to an end.
Yeah, on day one.
Give me any credit for that?
Sir.
I mean,
sir,
of course
you want,
say on day one,
hold on. No.
Sir,
I didn't say on day one.
But because he did it 7 months into his second term,
it's not.
it's
8 or
9 months.
It's not. It's not over. So
Well,
he hasn't
it's coming to an
done
end.
anything. So let's be very clear on that. He hasn't actually done any of those things. But
That's
again,
not right.
that's not my argument. If Donald Trump had ran on, I'm going to try to end the war between Ukraine and Russia, then guess what?
You still wouldn't have voted for him.
Well, no, I wouldn't have voted for him because he has actually no plan to do that. But if he had done that,
You have to kind of be a smart voter, don't you, to pick through the weeds? I mean, you're going to sit here and say Kamala didn't lie or hype up what she was going to do.
What did she lie and hype up?
What
did she lie and hype up?
Well, I mean, they all lie. I mean,
No.
she's
What did she lie and hype
the
up?
border czar.
She's
the
not.
border czar,
But what
and
did
she's
she
the-
lie and hype
well,
up?
She was.
No, she wasn't. But
Dude,
what did she lie and hype up?
Everything she. Well, first off, she didn't push herself away from Biden. That's number one. She lied about how competent Biden was. So right there.
Where
her
did she
whole
lie about how
credibility-
competent Biden was?
Well, she never. Are you going to sit here and say Biden was competent as president? You're going to sit here and say
Competent
Biden
as
was
president?
Right as mine?
Yeah.
Right as mine? Okay. Oh,
Right as mind? Are you right as mind?
Yeah, I am. I'm not. I don't have a. I'm not. 80 years old with dementia. Everyone saw it. I
No,
guess they're
Donald Trump
lying
is,
eyes,
though.
Right. Okay. God, liberals are lost, dude. You guys.
I'm
are
also
so
not
lost.
a
You're so,
I'm also not a liberal.
You're progressive, which is worse.
Sir. I asked you a simple question, and I don't know why you're avoiding it. Okay.
What was the question?
Donald Trump lied about ending the war in Ukraine. Okay. He
didn't
lied.
lie.
Hold on. Just calm down. Okay. He lied about ending the war in Ukraine. He lied about ending the war in Gaza. He lied about lowering grocery prices. He lied about not knowing anything about Project 2025, which he said he knew nothing about. Yet now on his Truth Social,
God, I
I'm
know.
still talking.
We got you.
No.
guys on that. That was all.
Shh. Your turn to be quiet. You will have plenty of time to respond
right,
once I'm finished.
My bad.
Awesome. I know self-control is not forte of MAGA. All right, we'll get there.
Go
Though.
ahead.
All right.
Okay.
So he said he didn't know
Everyone
anything
got
about
it.
Project 2025. That was a lie. He said he was going to lower fuel prices by drill, baby, drill. Fuel prices are up. He said he was going to lower inflation.
they're not.
Inflation is up. He said he was going to bring jobs back. Sir, I'm still talking. Why do you not have self-control? Did your parents not love
I'm
you?
not talking. I'm just laughing. Can I just say, can I laugh?
Sir, please
My
have the
gosh.
self-control of a kindergarten.
Here we go. Here we go. The insults. Typical
Sir,
liberal
I'm just
stuff.
asking you to be quiet. I don't know why that's so hard.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Please
you
tell
think
me
we
your
can do it?
lies.
Okay, cool. Well, I can back up everything that I'm saying
I'm sure you can.
with data from from the
From-
Trump administration. I can actually back this up with data from the Trump administration.
I mean, gas in Ohio is a lot cheaper than it was 4 years ago.
When
Biden was president.
He didn't have to get it lower than it
mean-
was 4 years ago. He had to get it lower than
Well,
it was when he took office.
Biden's last year, I was paying $3.89, and I just
All
filled
right.
up my truck. It was $2.50.
All right, cool.
But
Well,
of course,
I'm
that's
gonna.
probably what I was lying my lying eyes, right?
Well, I don't know what you pay. I know what the United States is paying. Okay, I don't know what
yeah,
you
because
pay.
You got to factor in liberal, crazy states that jack up the national average.
Sir, is Donald Trump
California,
is
New
Donald
York.
Trump, sir, is Donald Trump the president of the United States, or
But
is
you
Donald?
also
Hold on,
know that-
sir. I'm in the middle of a question.
Oh
Remember
my
that
God.
self-control thing? We almost made it. Is
But you're
Donald Trump,
lying.
sir? Is Donald Trump the president of liberal
God,
states
yes.
and Republican states, or just Republican
Yes.
states?
But liberal states don't add a tax to their gas. So you're gonna
Yes, but the prices I'm talking about don't include the tax.
Okay.
But the price I'm talking about doesn't include the tax.
Okay, go ahead, man.
No, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen. This is the EIA from Trump's administration reporting gas prices, showing that when Donald Trump took office, okay, in January 2025, all right, U.S. regular all formulations retail gas prices $3.076 per gallon. It is currently 3.166. Okay. So therefore, gas prices are on average about 10 cents higher than they were when he took office. Okay.
Okay. Well,
this is why I don't want to sit here and argue the one point, sir. I want to tell you all the points. Okay. But you're not allowing me to because you don't want to hear all the points and you really don't want to hear any of the points. Okay. Because anything that I say just hurts your feelings.
No, it's not true.
Well, it sounds like your feelings are hurt.
Liberals, I don't care what you guys say. You guys still believe
this isn't
he's
what
a
I'm
Russian
saying.
agent.
This is what Donald Trump is saying.
And all right, I believe it. So you're saying it went up.
Awesome. Unemployment rate is the highest it's been since we shut down for COVID. Okay. We had the first job loss numbers since the shutdown of COVID. Manufacturing jobs are leaving by the droves in the jobs report that was from January to June. Okay.
The country's falling apart.
I didn't say the country was falling apart. I'm saying that Donald Trump didn't do any of the things he said he was going to do, which was your argument.
He has done everything. He's done what he's done.
Okay, so what has he actually done? What has he actually done that he's actually promised to do? What has he actually done?
Close the border.
He has closed the border. Okay. Do you have anything else?
Thin and ice to take out the illegal immigrants.
Besides immigration, do you have anything?
I like his foreign policy.
Okay.
I think.
What about his foreign policy? Did he say he was going to do?
He got NATO to increase the defense spending.
No, he did not.
To 5%.
No, he did not.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Okay, that's a lie. Okay.
No, there were certain NATO countries that said they were going to do that. There was other NATO countries.
One country didn't do it. Spain didn't.
No, Spain is just the largest country that didn't do it.
Oh, one country.
But you do realize there is absolutely nothing actually forcing them to do it.
And Spain's not the largest country, sir.
The largest country that didn't do it? Yes, they are.
They're the only country that didn't do it.
That is not true.
They're the smallest country that didn't do it either.
No, they aren't.
Tell me the other countries.
Latvia, Estonia both said that they weren't going to do it. I believe Finland said they weren't going to do it.
Won't do it, but you don't know they didn't. Spain's the only one that didn't sign the piece of paper.
That's not true.
That is true.
And you know how I know that? Do you know when Donald Trump set the date to check on that funding?
Oh God! See, this is why you lose credibility because you can't give him any credit.
Simple question.
So why would I listen to you?
It's a simple question. I didn't give him credit or not give him credit. I asked you a question. Do you know when Donald Trump set the date to check to see if they actually did that funding?
I don't have a computer by me, so I don't know exactly. Go ahead and please tell me.
Okay, it was 2029. Do you know why he set it for 2029?
You'll probably say because he'll be out of office, but
that's exactly why, because he won't be out of office, and because there's absolutely nothing, because there's absolutely no check to force any of those countries to do it. The big countries that agreed to do it were already doing it.
So all the countries that were sitting around the table when he had all those people in after he met with Russia and after he did the NATO, and they all said, Donald, thank you. You were the only leader. He had a meeting with NATO.
After he did the NATO. All right. That's interesting. I don't know how one does a
NATO.
Go
ahead and make fun of me.
Is that like the Dougie?
You as a point. It's easy to make fun of you,
Is that like the Dougie? Yeah, Doug.
Sure.
Teach me how to NATO. Teach me how to NATO. Teach me how to NATO. Teach me how to NATO.
Because I'm beating you in the point, you want to,
Sir, people that are beating people in points don't have to say that they're beating people in points.
Well, other people don't have to, what I was saying. But anyways, after he did
people
it with
that
NATO,
are beating people on points don't have to say something.
Anyways, after he did with NATO, they all sit around.
After he did a NATO,
Donald, you're the only leader that could do it. You're a great leader. You're the one that got us to do it, to push up to 5%. All those presidents and prime ministers were lying. They were just full of shit.
They did not say he was the only one that could have done it. That never happened.
Well, that's what they said.
They never said that.
That's what they said.
No, they didn't.
Oh, you can literally go on YouTube and listen.
There was presidents there was leaders of other countries that said, "Oh yeah, we thank you for doing that." Sir. See, you say I never give Trump credit for anything, but the problem is even when I do give him credit for stuff, you don't shut the hell up long enough for me to do it.
You didn't give him credit.
Sir, I was literally in the middle. I was literally in the middle of trying to give him credit for something, and you are yelling at me about not giving him credit, stopping me from doing it.
All right, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Oh, now I'm not interested.
Well, what? I mean, let's go to the Russian.
Why would I do it now?
Why would you? What would?
Sir,
what would
if you have no will to actually have a conversation with me, an actual legitimate conversation with you, then why would I try to have a legitimate conversation with you?
I mean, it's your channel. You can hang up on me. It's fine.
All right, I will then.
Bye.
Bye.
Live royal.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next person. What I was trying to say is, yes, there was a lot of countries that said, "Oh yes, Trump, you did a great job." Yeah, you know why countries say that? Because they realize that if they suck up to Trump, then Trump will do whatever they says because Trump doesn't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. That's why all those countries came to support Ukraine and they were like, Trump, you're so great. We love you so much. Can you please not give a bunch of stuff to Russia and destroy the planet? And Trump was like, oh, yes, thank you so much, sir. You know what? I like this guy. He says I don't have a small wiener. He says that, and so you know what? Maybe I won't let Russia destroy Ukraine. I like this. Who's this the leader of? The leader of the EU, huh? This guy's the NATO EU leader, huh? I like him. What does he want? I'll say that because he said that it wasn't tiny. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the next caller. I hope you guys are all having a good one. Y'all, if you'd like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I have super chats open that I like to talk about those in between callers. Or if you'd like to become a member, that's really great. Also, I do my pay links in my bio, Cash App, and my PayPal if you'd like to support that way too. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Was it what?
I said, how are you?
Was it what?
Are you okay? Are you having a stroke?
What?
Are you okay? Are you having a stroke?
Hold on. Yep, I'm good.
You are having a stroke?
Back. I'm
okay.
Back. How are you?
All right. Well, you should go get medical care. All right, we're going to move on to the next person. Keep this thing going. Yeah, freaking dude was having some issues. Dude was having some issues. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how you doing?
Doing great. How old are you?
I am 48.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Now, I was watching your stream.
Hey, man, sorry. I'm only taking Trump supporters right now. I appreciate it. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 23. Why you ask that?
Because I was trying to see if you want to go on a date.
A date?
Yeah. You want to go on a date?
I'm not bisexual or nothing. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm good.
All right. Well, I asked because I don't talk to children on this live.
I'm 23, man. What do you mean?
I know, but I wouldn't have known that if I didn't ask you, would I?
All right. Okay. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
Okay.
So do you still support Trump?
I want to play devil's advocate if that's fine.
No, I'm not interested. Do you support Trump or don't you?
Damn, really?
Yeah, damn really. I don't need devil's advocate when I can literally talk to real Trump supporters. Okay, bye. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How old are you?
I'm 30 years old. How old are you?
Thank you. I appreciate it. 38. Do you still support Trump?
Of course I support Trump. Who
All
else
right.
would I support? Gavin Newsom?
Kamala?
Joe
Nope.
Biden?
Nope. None of those people are president. So I don't know why you would support them.
Who do you advocate for?
I don't.
Oh, okay. You're an AOC guy. You like those big booty Latinas. Is that true?
Well, the second part's part, but I know I don't support.
I'm with you there.
I don't support Trump. But anyway, sir. Hey.
Go ahead.
We're having a conversation about why you support Trump. I know you're probably like trying to be funny or something like that, but it's not really working. And I'm here to have genuine conversation. So if this is all you're going to have, I'm just going to move on to the next person. Okay.
Go ahead, ask your question.
I didn't ask you a question yet.
Okay, that's why I said
Yeah.
go ahead, ask it.
Okay, what do you want to talk about, sir?
Well, I mean, you're asking to talk to Trump supporters. You want to have an understanding of why we support them.
No, I don't. Nope.
Oh, okay. So what's your question then? That's why I said ask.
Why do you still support Trump?
Well, Donald Trump is the greatest president that we've had in the past 100 years.
How?
The man completely solidified our border, our southern border, making it so illegal immigrants are not entering the country
Incorrect.
by the hundreds of thousands. Absolutely correct.
That's not
He's
correct.
also engaging ICE and making it so they could do their job.
Engaging ICE? He's engaging
yeah, absolutely.
ICE?
He's
Okay.
engaging ICE. Yeah, he's actually working with them and ensuring that they have everything that they need to do their job. Increase their funding by billions and billions of dollars, enticing new ICE members to, or, you know, enticing citizens to join ICE with $50,000 signing bonuses. And by the way, the government will pay off your student loans if you want to join ICE. So if you guys are looking for a
You know,
job,
it's really funny. You know, that part's really funny, actually. Well, hold on, little guy. You're good. It is really funny, okay, that when Joe Biden tried to forgive student debt, right, for a whole bunch of, thank you.
Right.
When Joe Biden tried to forgive student debt for like all of these people, right, and the Republicans were like, there's no way we could do this. It costs too much money, right? We don't need to do this for our national debt. It was like the worst constitutional crisis ever. All the Trump supporters were saying it was the worst. I'm still in the middle of a sentence. Thank you. No, I'm still in the middle of a sentence. Thank you. But as soon as Donald Trump starts forgiving student debt for people, then it's the best thing ever. Do you see how disingenuous you are?
Well, it's not, because actually I think you're being extremely disingenuous, thinking this is an apples to apples comparison. The ICE members are actually serving our country, and they deserve extra benefits that the average citizen does not get. Do you not understand that?
Well, he was giving it to
a
teachers
liberal
and federal. He was giving it to.
Doesn't get to have.
He was giving it to federal workers. That's what Joe Biden was giving it to. If
Oh,
Joe
you think
Biden
that's
was
all
Joe
Biden
Biden,
was doing was just to federal workers. You're
that's
absolutely
literally
insane.
what
That's
he
not at
forgave
all.
student debt for.
That's
Yeah, it was for
not at
federal
all
workers.
what he was doing.
Okay, then
He's
who else did he
forgiving
forget?
student-
Then who else did he forgive student debt for?
Yeah, private citizens.
Which private
didn't
citizens?
pay off their student loans.
Who?
What do you mean who? You don't know what a private citizen is?
I
Someone who
is. Can
doesn't
you give
have
me one
public-
example of a single private citizen that
Yeah, a
happened to?
gender studies major who now works as a teacher.
Does this gender studies major that works as a teacher have a name?
Yeah, Mary. Or actually, no, Daquan.
Okay.
Daquan or
Well,
Shaniqua.
anyway, sir. Yeah, most of that shit is not true. We have no idea how many undocumented
Oh, most
immigrants
of
are
it's
actually
not true,
coming.
but some of it is, right? You don't.
Well,
think
yes,
there's
he is
Shaniqua,
for
the gender studies major?
he is forgiving student loan debt for ICE agents, and he
Absolutely.
also made
Because
ICE
they're
the large.
serving our country,
Sir, you
just
asked
like-
me which part was
just like
true, and
veterans
sir,
get free healthcare.
you asked me to explain which part is true. I'm trying to do that. You do have to be quiet for that, though.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, he is forgiving student loan debts for people that are joining ICE, right? Which again
Absolutely.
is crazy.
And a
Okay.
$50,000
And no, I'm still
fine
nope,
for
nope,
ICE
nope,
not
nope,
to-
nope. Still talking.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm going to repeat that line again. What your
ahead.
challenge is to be quiet after that. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm giving
Spit
you a
it out.
challenge.
Go ahead. You
All
can-
right. It's like when you were a kid and your parents were like, we're going to play the quiet game.
Right,
Okay.
right.
That's what we're doing here.
Hilarious. Go ahead.
So yes, he's forgiving student loan debt for ICE. He's also made ICE the largest law enforcement on the face of the planet, right?
Thank God.
Which is a crazy thing to say that, we could be stopping, drugs with the largest law enforcement agency on the planet. We're not doing that. We could be stopping murder. We should be stopping, children getting killed and having gun violence being the most preventable cause of death in children. We could be stopping all of those horrific violent things with the largest law enforcement
you were
agency.
still
No.
complaining about, by the way.
See, you almost made the challenge. You almost did it. You
Well,
almost
your
did
monologue.
it. You almost had the self-control of a kindergartner. You
ahead.
almost did it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we could be stopping all of those things with the largest law enforcement agency on the planet, but instead, we're using the largest law enforcement agency on the planet because people are afraid of brown people, which is wild.
Yeah, because we have 50 million illegal immigrants in this country, and the American
Incorrect.
people are sick and tired of it.
Incorrect.
And by the way, you said,
that's
we
not
should be-
correct.
who's
Where are you
interrupting
getting
who
that
now?
number from?
Who's interrupting who now? So you're saying
Where did you get that number from?
This money to be stopping drugs.
Where did you get that number
Donald
from?
Trump and his military are
All
blowing
right, sir.
up
I'm just gonna go ahead
Venezuela
and move on to the next caller. If you
Okay,
cannot
well,
engage
'cause
in the
you
conversation.
lost. You got absolutely crushed. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Again, like I told the last guest, if you have to say you
Well,
won,
you're running away.
then you
You
did
got
it.
absolutely demolished during.
Oh, okay. Well, all I was trying to ask you is where you got the number
Well,
of
you're
50
crying
million.
and you got demolished. You're interrupting.
All right,
me
last
as I'm getting
chance.
you to
Where
respond.
did you get the number 50 million from?
Yeah, because the projections of 10 million that we currently have today by liberal organizations were the same projections in the 1980s, if you don't know that. So
Okay,
yeah,
that doesn't answer the question of where did you get the 50 million number from?
Models, you could figure out that the numbers.
So where can I find the number 50
50
million from a reputable source in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you listen to what I said, the 10 million number that we had was the same number in the 1980s.
Yeah. No, I heard you say that part.
Increase or decrease?
I heard you say that part. Okay.
And what's your response to that?
Yeah, I said, I heard you say you think it was 10 million in the 90s. Okay. Right. That does not tell me a reputable source that I can find that says it's 50 million now. Because even if you want to say, sir, because I agree, sir, because I agree that it's higher than 10 million. Okay. So that's not like really making a point. Okay. But 50 million is a crazy number, right?
Well, so you agree that the estimates from these liberal organizations, because they do say 10 million, and you just admitted that you think it's
nobody says 10 million.
Nobody says. So what do they say?
Well, Customs and Border Protection says 14.
Oh, 14. So you think 14 is an accurate number?
Well, Trump's Customs and Border Protection does.
Yeah, no. I mean, Tom Homan himself said the number is upwards.
ICE has also reported similar numbers to 14 million.
Yeah, no.
No, I said, no. Yes, they have. No, yes, they have.
Use your brain, and you don't want to think that the numbers have increased since the 1980s.
Yeah, gotcha. So you love ICE. You are so happy that what did you say? Trump is engaging ICE. Still not sure how that's English.
Absolutely.
But you love ICE, and you're so happy that Trump is engaging them. But when I give you their actual numbers, but when I give you their numbers for how many undocumented immigrants are in the country, you don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the numbers are inaccurate.
Okay, gotcha.
You could use your brain.
ICE is doing great. You love ICE. You hope ICE is doing amazing. But when I give you the number that ICE says, then ICE is crazy and ICE isn't using their brains, and we need to get better numbers.
Well, like I said, Tom Homan, the border czar, says the numbers are wrong. So yeah, I trust Tom Homan over whatever liberal organization you're quoting.
Again, sir, I'm quoting ICE. Are you calling ICE a liberal organization?
Well, I mean, ICE may get their numbers from liberal organizations. Yeah, I mean, ICE is not a polling organization. I don't know if you know that, but
how many undocumented immigrants in our country is not a poll?
Yeah. Well, no,
we don't send out a poll to we don't send out a poll to people and go like, hey, if you're undocumented, click yes.
Actually, yeah. I mean, the census does track who is undocumented. So yeah, they use data like that to determine some sort of number. I mean, you don't understand how this works at all.
I absolutely do understand how this works.
So why did you just make fun of the fact that I said polling companies would excel in this rather than I?
Because that's not a poll.
That's not a poll when you're looking at results from a census.
Gotcha. So you think ICE? So let me get this straight. You think ICE? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is ran by the Trump administration. Right. Okay. Yeah, is asking liberal organizations for polling numbers on undocumented migrants, and that's how they're getting their numbers. I'm sorry. Did I track that all the way through?
Well, like I said, their job is not to poll and figure out how many there are. Their job is to.
Oh, so now it's not a poll. Oh, so now it's not a poll. Okay.
When did I say it's not a poll? When did I say that?
Okay. Just out of curiosity.
When did I say that? What?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how the Trump administration and ICE are asking liberal organizations for polls on undocumented immigrants. I'm just trying to figure that out.
Yeah, if you want to open those years to years, the job of ICE is to track down illegals and get them out of our country. Their job is not to count the number of illegals that are in this country. You understand that?
Actually, their job is both.
No, it's actually not their job.
Yeah,
they are a law enforcement agency. They're not a data collection agency.
Well, that would be like saying the FBI's job isn't to track crime data.
No. When did I ever say that?
No, I said that would be like you saying that.
Part of their job. The job of ICE.
Oh, gotcha. But they're a law enforcement agency, so they shouldn't be worried about data and stats, right?
Yeah, I mean, Well, I mean, just because FBI.
Oh, okay. Got your tongue? Huh?
Well, I mean, you keep interrupting.
Oh, sorry.
Me. But yes, the FBI.
That's stutter. I wasn't quite sure how that worked. Anyways.
But yeah, the ICE agency is primarily focused on actually executing and arresting these criminals and deporting them. Everyone knows that.
Okay, cool.
Like, you think these new hires, these $50,000 signing bonus hires, you think that their job is going to be to count illegal immigrants in the country? No, it's to get boots on the ground to actually deport these people out of our country. Anyone with a brain knows that.
You have no idea what ICE does, do you?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you must be okay with this then, the fact that we're hiring thousands of ICE agents because they're not actually enforcing these rules that you hate to be enforced.
What rules do I hate to be enforced?
Deportations of
why would I hate
migrants.
Why would I hate deportation?
Oh, so you're for that? Okay, no,
of course
I
am.
I did just assume that you were against deportation.
Why?
But okay, that's good.
Why would you assume that?
You're a libtard and you hate the rule of law.
The Biden administration deported more people than Trump's first administration, and Obama deported more than both of them combined.
Trump is not deporting enough. Okay,
so
I'm with you there. I think
no, sir, I didn't say Donald Trump was or wasn't.
Your line of thought.
No, sir, you couldn't find my line of thought if I drew it, sir. Sir, you couldn't follow my line of thought if I drew it on the ground for you and asked you to walk it.
Said it
okay,
very clearly. Biden deported more than Trump, so Trump needs to kick it into action.
Well, you can think that all you want, sir, but please do not try to follow my line of logic, sir. You couldn't follow my line of logic if I
assumed you didn't like
sir.
Go ahead.
Sir. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to stop talking to you because talking to you is making me sad for America. Yeah, okay? Right. Because no
this conversation and you're running away.
All right, I'll just mute you then. That's fine. Because literally you are showing what a failure of an education sounds like. Okay? All right, cool. So I hope you have I don't know, whatever day you deserve or don't. I really don't give a shit. All right. Oh. Yeah. Cool, man. All right, bud. He's just, in case you're wondering what he's saying, guys, since he's muted, he's just repeating himself over and over and over. I think he's sundowning. Okay, man. Well, again, you're muted. No one can hear you. All right, cool. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next person. I don't know what the hell that was at all. That was interesting. Anyways, but hey, that's okay. That's okay. I've definitely talked to that guy before. He doesn't have much substance. Anyways, Luca, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate it. It said, verify me on Discord or I'm going to do a NATO. Okay, I'll watch out for that. Lovely guy says, you can tell when someone has no friends by the way they act on the phone. That's the fucking truth. Tonestar said, why is it just the quiet game for your callers? Okay. Oh, because that guy does one thing. I've heard him before. He gets on other people's lives. He does this. As soon as you actually try to engage him in any type of conversation, he just yells the same thing over and over and over. He's one of those people. See, this is what MAGA does. Okay. They try to jump from thing to thing to thing so that you never have an ability to actually scrutinize anything that they're saying. Just like when I try to scrutinize his ideals, that ICE says that there's 14 million people in the undocumented migrants in the United States, when he just said how much he loved ICE and how much he trusted ICE. And as soon as I engaged him on that, he went right back to $50,000 for ICE sign-ons. He didn't want to actually acknowledge anything that was said. He didn't actually want to engage in any of the conversation. He just wanted to talk because he knew if I ever got a chance to talk in there, that he would be able to, that he wouldn't be able to hold up to it. But it's understandable. He didn't know much. Thank you so much. Paulie, this is the same 16-year-old from last week, 90% sure. He definitely acted like he was 16. Feisty, thank you so much. Says Santana warned him. I don't know what that means. But thank you, Feisty. It says that ICE is too busy zip tying children in Chicago. Yeah. They're way too busy to zip tying people in Chicago than to be able to, than to be collecting data. That'd be crazy. And Plantfire said, this caller being paid off by ICE to be here. Maybe he got the $50,000 bonus. Maybe he got the $50,000 bonus. Maybe that's what it was. And X, thank you so much. If only we could get a caller that didn't try to talk over you with blatant lies. Oh, they'll show up. There's good callers and bad callers. It's not a big deal. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
I'm 55 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now. But I do appreciate you calling in. I hope you have a wonderful day, all right?
But I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
Okay, my neighbor just moved in, and he came from Mexico, and his wife is white, and his kids are Mexican. And I was wanting to know, because ICE, you guys talk about ICE and everything, they broke into my neighbor's house, and they took my friend's husband away. Can't the wife do something about it to bring him back over to the United States?
Hire a really good immigration lawyer.
Oh, really? Because they broke in the middle of the night, took the husband, ransacked, their house and everything. And she's beginning to get pissed off because ISIS, they need to warn people that they're coming, to take the family. And like I said, the wife, she's American. She was born in the United States. She supports Trump 100%. And if you can give me some advice.
She supports Trump, and her husband just got deported?
Yes, sir. Yes. And, I'm confused about this, because I don't know what Trump is doing, but ISIS.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. Yeah, and it's just advice. Should she get a lawyer to get her husband out?
She should get a time machine and not vote for Trump.
Oh, well,
yeah.
She voted for Trump because she didn't know anything about ISIS and stuff like that.
About ISIS? That's ICE. Oh, okay.
ICE.
That's a whole other problem.
I'm sorry, it's just ICE, and she's wanting to know what she can do. Can she? Because she says she made a mistake by voting for Trump. I understand that, but she wants her husband out. Is there anything she could do, like hire a lawyer or, documents, to find the documents stating that he has the California ID, United States, before they got married?
She needs to hire an immigration lawyer, but probably not, to be completely honest with you. Plus, most immigration lawyers in the United States are pretty slammed up, especially in areas of high immigration, right? So she needs to hire an immigration lawyer and pay them to do their job. It'll probably cost her a whole bunch of money, and she probably won't get very far. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. She voted for Trump. Maybe she should send him a letter or something. I'll be honest with you. I have, and this is kind of me being like a dick, and I don't I'm sorry or whatever. But hey, sometimes you truly do get what you voted for. So I'm sorry for the kids. I'm very sorry for the kids. That's very sad for the kids that they, have that they have to deal with this situation. Okay. Because the kids that the kids don't deserve that, because that's very, very sad. Okay.
It is true.
But
yes.
it's not like Trump didn't exactly say that he was exactly going to do this exact thing when she voted for him. And so it's kind of like hire a lawyer. I can't help. So, but anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, ma'am?
Fuck you little bitch.
Maybe she was the wife. Do you think maybe she was the wife? I hope she was the wife. I hope it was her. I hope she was the wife, and I hope it's her husband. Tachi, thank you so much for the 2 hours. So what are these bot ass comments? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that. Tammy said your beliefs on what MAGA does is what you are doing. I think that's supposed to be a dig at me. It wasn't a very good one. But anyways, thank you so much. And Natasha, thank you so much for the 555 over on Venmo. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Just said, just found you today. Thank you for the work you do. I appreciate that, Natasha. Thank you so much. Yo, please hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We do this every day but Friday. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And turn on those notifications too. Turn on those notifications so you know when I post stuff. And X says, please clip that. I will. I will definitely clip that. I will definitely clip that. 100%. That will be a clip that I will work on later on today. All right. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Again, great way to support. Also, through Pay Links, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, they're also a great way to support. So I really appreciate y'all. And I still got my little pirate thingies too. So if you guys would like to support that way, I really appreciate it. We're gonna open up the phone lines. Keep going. That fuck you at the end. That just made it. That made that whole thing so much better. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. Can you turn off the live in the background?
What'd you say?
Turn off the live in the background?
Yep, I did.
Awesome. How old are you?
12.
Jesus Christ. Go play with Legos. Hello, how are you today?
Hey, I'm all right, man. Thanks for keeping your head up, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Do you still support Trump? I don't think so.
As a leader, no. The only thing he did good was be a businessman, but he still failed at that. But just keep your head up, man. We got it. We got this shit.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna keep this thing going. 12 is wild, dude. 12 is wild. 12 is wild. Like, bro, go outside, play with something, man. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
Yeah, shit, 57.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Shit, no. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm former military, and I'm still in the military circle. But military personnel are actually being asked to join ICE to support what's going on because most of the agents, a lot of these agents are burning out. So they're actually sending out memos to military personnel to join ICE for this reason. And I just want to kind of give you a heads up so you're kind of
I've actually seen that. Yeah, I've seen those. I've actually seen those memos go out to be like, hey, are you like separating soon? Like, come on over. And like,
actually,
yeah,
tired out on Twitter.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that a few times. But
I used to actually work in counter drug on the border, and a lot of the BS that they're talking about is not happening, has not been happening. We do have a lot of catches. I was one of the actually boots on ground doing that. But just so you know, a lot of the propaganda that you hear, these people have no idea what they're talking about. Me actually being out there on the border, and the thing is about them coming over has more to do with the tunnels versus the gate, and half these people have no idea, knowing that these tunnels go from the Mexican border almost all the way into California, deep in California.
Yeah, so, absolutely. They sure do. But hey, man, yeah, I'm going to move on to the next person, but I really appreciate you coming up with that info. All right, man?
Roger that. You have a nice day.
Yeah, you too, man. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
32.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do. For argument's sake, I'll say yes. Not completely, but say yes. I'm more interested in the ICE conversation you were having.
I don't really understand the for argument's sake side of things, but
just for the argument's sake, not obviously not 100% everything. But
what do you mean the ICE conversation I was having?
That you were having a little bit earlier with the woman. I was just curious what
with the woman?
What your stance was on? Yeah, I was just curious what your stance was on ICE.
I think ICE plays an important role, but right now they're being ordered to do things that are anti-constitutional and very harmful and inhumane to people. I think the idea around ICE, like about having, protections within the United States to deal with immigration on a federal level, the idea of that is a good thing, right? But the way that Trump is using it and the way that Trump is funding and the way that Trump is ordering it to happen is not a good thing, right?
And I mean, I wouldn't say 100% right. I'll give you a little bit of background. For example, I've worked emergency trauma north of the border in Phoenix, Arizona, El Paso, Texas, things like that. And I think, are you from Colorado? I think is where I'm calling you right now. I mean, it's very interesting to have an opinion from Denver, Colorado on like immigration laws and policies. It's a very like privileged way to take that stance. But I've seen the firsthand account of 8-year-old girls trafficked across, like drugs pouring in. I've restarted people's heart. And I mean, I think the way you deal with illegal immigration is you deal with it as ruthlessly as you absolutely need to.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I've seen the rape from that.
Well, first of all, sir.
How is it
ridiculous? Sir, first of all, sir, this is a Google Voice number. I can set this to Zimbabwe if I want to. Okay. I'm not in Denver. I'm not in Denver. I'm not in Denver, Colorado. I grew up actually on the southern border in California and currently live in Florida. Okay. So no. So I'm very familiar with immigration, okay, and the effects that it has on the surrounding areas and the economy and all that sort of stuff, okay. But okay, the way that Donald Trump is actually executing his ICE plan does not stop what you're worried about, and that's the issue, okay? So originally, actually under the Biden administration, the ICE was actually specifically concentrated on criminal activity, right? They were concentrated on cartel members, they were concentrated on violent criminals, they were concentrated on, human traffickers. That's what they were concentrated on. All right. But then Donald Trump got into office and Stephen Miller actually had a briefing to the heads of ICE and told them to stop focusing on criminals. Okay. Stop focusing on the violent people that were coming across the border and start going to Cardenas markets and Home Depots. Okay. And so if this ICE organization is refocusing their ideals, right, on non-violent criminals, non-violent people that have been here 10, 20, 30 years, right? People that have children here, families here, lives here, who pay taxes. He's using things like immigration courts, people that are trying to do things legally, right? And he's deporting those people, all right? Those people are...
How are you trying to do things legally if you're here illegally? That doesn't make any sense.
Sir, have you not...
You're not trying to do things...
Donald Trump
do things legally if you're here illegally.
Donald Trump, then why is Donald Trump sending ICE to immigration courts where they're trying to do things legally and having people arrested?
If
Why?
You're here in
sir,
the
I hear what you're saying. I need you to respond to what I am saying. Okay?
So
Donald Trump is sending ICE to immigration courts. Okay? Not only is he sending people to immigration courts to arrest people that are trying to do things legally, but there was a person that was at an immigration court trying to do things legally. Donald Trump sent the ICE inside the courtroom to try to get him in the middle of his immigration hearing. And when the judge was like, no, this person is trying to do things legally and this needs to be a safe haven for people that are undocumented, but are trying to do things legally and trying to get an actual status or trying to have a claim. And so she was like, I don't want my courtroom to be used for this, and snuck him out. They arrested the judge. They arrested the judge for trying to make it that way.
I don't know much about that case. I didn't hear anything about that. So, I mean, I'll take you at face value and say if that was what happened, then in that instance, he's wrong. And
Donald Trump directed them to use...
I don't know much about it.
Donald Trump directed them to use literally IRS data, the people that are paying taxes in this country, to go after undocumented immigrants.
So do we have an issue with illegal immigration in the United States?
Of course we do. We've had one for a very long time.
Okay. And does crime in areas that have high illegal immigration increase or decrease? It increases.
Hold on. Where's that data coming from?
So if you live in Phoenix, Arizona.
No, sir. I'm just asking you where you got your data that says that places with higher immigration have higher crime levels. I'd like to see that data because the data that I've read said that undocumented.
Go on the FBI. Go on the FBI and look at violent crime with the increase in violent crime with the increase of our borders during the Biden or illegal immigration through our borders during the Biden administration.
I have.
Our borders were.
I have, and well, first of all, they weren't. Okay. Second of all, undocumented immigrants. Sir, FBI data shows that undocumented immigrants commit violent crime at a rate 30 times less than American citizens. FBI data also shows that the crime rate was down under the Biden administration across the United States.
Being reported during the virus.
No, actually, reporting went up.
Anyways, okay,
so that's why I'm asking you, sir. That is why I'm asking you this question, sir. I'm asking you the data source that you have to show that this is happening, because I have been on the FBI's data for this exact thing, and it says the exact opposite of what you're saying. So if you have a source that is contradictory to that, okay, then I'd love to engage with that source.
If you could pull it up, it'd be great. I'm driving. I can't pull it up.
Well, sir, you're not going to like me pulling it up, because I'm going to pull up a bunch of data that shows that you were incredibly wrong.
I mean, I would, if you're pulling up the FBI statistics, I don't want you to cherry pick anything. My point being is that I get that from what you've been saying, like children being deported and all, like I get it. Like you like to pull at the heartstrings, like all that sounds very sad, but unfortunately, children pay the price for parents' misdeeds all the time. Children of drug addicts, children of alcoholics. So if you don't want your children to be thrown into cages to be sent back to Mexico, don't bring your children here illegally.
So gotcha. So their choice is there. So let me get. So
example,
just
like I said,
hold on.
Like I said, I work in.
No, sir, I heard your whole set. So their choices are stay where they're at, starve, get killed, freaking be persecuted by their government. Their choice is stay there and have their children die, or come to the United States and have their kids put in cages.
You come to the United States border and you seek asylum the correct way.
Sir, Donald Trump has stopped asylum seeking in the United States.
From the Dominican Republic.
Sir, Donald Trump has stopped.
Dominican Republic.
Sir,
his father came here legally.
Donald Trump has stopped asylum seeking at the southern border. He has stopped that process.
While we get rid of, you also cannot fill a hole while there's or you can't stop fill a. What I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. You cannot empty a ship that's sinking with a hole in the bottom of it.
Donald Trump just had the legal immigration status of 400,000 Venezuelans revoked just so he could deport them.
Okay, and then the second option.
Hold up, I'm sorry, sir. Maybe you thought I was gonna say that, and then we were just gonna ignore it, and we were gonna move on to the next point. Okay.
I didn't hear what you said.
Copy. Donald Trump just had the legal immigration status of 400,000 Venezuelan immigrants, people who did things the right way. Okay, he just had their immigration status revoked, just so he could deport them.
Just so he just revoked a completely full citizenship, is what you're telling me?
Sir, I didn't say full citizenship. Sir, you do realize there is undocumented immigrants. There are people that are immigrants that still did things the right way, and then there's U.S. citizens, right? Those are three different categories, okay? You have undocumented immigrants, people that snuck around the Border Patrol, did things the wrong way, okay? Then you have people that did things the right way legally, like you mentioned, asylum seeking. If you seek asylum in the United States, right, you are not a U.S. citizen, but you're here legally, right? Just like you said, how people should be doing things. And then there is U.S. citizens, okay? Three different categories. And actually within those categories, there's lots of categories also, right? But those are the three major categories that we're going to put them in. That middle category of people, like you said, the people that sought asylum, okay, that are in the United States legally, that came here and did things the right way according to our laws, Donald Trump is revoking their immigration status so that he can deport them.
So they're green card holding.
Green cards are just one piece of that. Okay?
Okay.
They're just one. You do understand that people can be here legally without a green card, right?
Well, like a travel visa, like yes, like if you go for 6 months, like to
nope,
countries,
you can
work visas, yes,
you can be here under temporary legal status, like asylum seeking, for example.
Yeah, sure. No,
you can be here under a refugee status.
Legal ways to be in. I understand there's multiple legal ways to be in a country.
Right.
I'm curious And like I said, you just said you said 15,000 Venezuelans?
400,000.
Oh, 400,000 Venezuelans all had their legal status just revoked completely.
Correct.
Okay. And what is the reason Donald Trump's giving for this?
He didn't give one.
He just said, "Screw you," and just did it.
Yep.
All right, well, I mean, if he did that, then he's wrong. Like I said, I have no problem like conceding to things that are wrong. I mean, now, like I said, I'm taking you at face value. I don't know much about it, and if that in that regard, he's wrong. However, the secondary point I was making, and you said, what do people do if they are coming and they're trying to leave a tyrannical country and their government that's corrupt and doing things there? What you do is you fight your government, like we did. It is what you do. Is if your place of home is under attack, you die trying to defend it and to change it.
That is
you don't come
such
to America,
a cute place of privilege.
You don't come to America, and you
That is such a cute place of privilege that he lives in.
You don't come to America and burn the American flag and fly the country's flag that you are running from, like everyone did 4 months ago. Like that is.
Sir, first of all, the people that were burning the American flag and flying the flags of their home countries, those were all American citizens. Every singular person that was detained for doing that was a U.S. citizen, and that is their right to do under the First Amendment, okay? As upheld by the Supreme Court in a right of protest.
100% they do.
Those were not,
100%.
Sir, those were not undocumented migrants, okay?
I never said they were.
Yes, you are. You're saying,
you
don't come. Sir, the words just out of your mouth were, you don't come here, fly the flag of the country you left, burn the American flag like they did 4 months ago. Those are the words that you just said. And I'm saying that the people that did that 4 months ago are American citizens. U.S. citizens of this country. Do you know why they were U.S. citizens and not undocumented immigrants?
You vetted everyone in that protest.
No, the police did.
You vetted everyone in that protest.
No, the police did.
Did not. There were
yes, they did.
Thousands of people.
Sir,
no,
sir, first of all, let's be very
false,
clear. Let's also
funny.
be very clear that even if they were undocumented immigrants, they're still protected under the First Amendment. Okay? They still are. Okay? But you know how I could tell you that they aren't undocumented immigrants, besides the fact that the police arrested and detained a whole bunch of them and found none of them to be. And you should be able to use your common sense and go, hey, if they were freaking arrested and detained by Donald Trump's, America under Donald Trump, that obviously they would have been detained and obviously I would have found out about it. But here's how we can also use a little bit of common sense, okay? Undocumented immigrants, people that were afraid of getting deported, wouldn't be out on the street announcing that they're undocumented immigrants, because that would be pretty crazy and pretty stupid. Can we agree on that?
I don't. That doesn't make any sense.
You're right. It would not make any sense. You're right. It would not make very much sense.
Undocumented immigrants hang out in very, very specific places all the time, like that other person said, behind Home Depot. If you want to go pick up a undocumented immigrant, go swing around a Home Depot.
They are.
It's not a very challenging thing to do. Like all you have to do is go down to Florida to where they bust people in to work in the orange fields down in Florida. And I know some of them are on a work visa but I'm being intentionally.
Sir, what does an undocumented immigrant look like?
Depends on where they're from and what their background is.
Oh, okay. So swinging around Home Depot and seeing a bunch of brown people wouldn't allow you to just swing up and grab a bunch of undocumented people.
We're talking about Mexican people that typically are behind. Are we really having this argument right now?
I'm just asking a question. You apparently think that we can just run to an orange field, and if they look brown, then we should snag them up. They must be undocumented.
Well, if I was a betting man and I went behind a Home Depot and there was 5 guys back there that spoke only Spanish, I think I'd put $100 to say that they didn't have a green card, dude.
You don't have to have a green card to be legally here. You don't have to have a green card to be legal here. You don't have to have a green card to be legal here. We already went through this part of the conversation.
Okay, or just undocumented.
Okay.
Like you like to,
so I would like to be very clear that when this guy started the conversation
you're
with this,
trying to find these tiny nuanced arguments because you don't have an answer for the unfathomable problem we have in this country of people like.
Yes, I do. Of course, I have an answer for it. Of course, I have an answer for it. But I would like to be very clear that this guy.
What is the answer?
Yeah, gladly. But let me be very clear first before I do that. Just be real quick before we do that. Okay, before I explain that, yes, I do have the answer to this question. Okay, and it's not a very difficult one either. All right, it's really not. All right, but before we do that, I want to be very clear that this guy has digressed this conversation all the way from people are killing people and raping people and we need to get them out to we can just go behind Home Depot and grab whoever's brown and snag them up because they probably don't have a green card. I would like to be very clear how he went from criminals to just anybody who looks like they're undocumented. You see how quickly that moved from one to the other? It didn't take very long. Okay. And because that's fear. Okay. That is fear. That is what happens when you make policies. Okay, and you try to you address national problems based off of fear instead of logic.
Okay, all right. So let's, since if I get a chance to respond to you accusing me of just digressing the conversation in a bunch of different directions. So like I said at the beginning of this conversation, I've worked as an emergency trauma nurse for over 8 years, all throughout the Southern and all throughout the rest of the country. I also have worked with multiple flight trauma nurses that work with ICE. So their job, I don't know if you know this, there's a nurse who does medical vetting for ICE. When we take
you already said all of this.
No, listen. So when we take people back we fly them, there has to be a nurse on board. I've seen and had, I know it's all anecdotal, the manifesto of the reasons people are being deported. On a flight of 40 undocumented immigrants, 3 of them were overstaying their visa. The rest of them were either violent theft or rape. So don't say that these people are just being thrown out and Donald Trump.
When was
racist
this?
And it's this over the last 2-3 years.
Yeah,
and it's
sir.
Still going on today.
Sir,
this is
sir,
a continuous, problem.
Sir. Yes. We've already parked this part of the conversation, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate it for you since you seem to be confused. Okay? If Donald Trump was using ICE to go after violent criminals like what happened under the Biden administration, okay, which is what the time frame that you're talking about, when we were concentrating our immigration controls on people that were doing violent acts like those people on the plane, then I don't have a problem with it. Okay? It actually sounds like a really good use of American tax dollars to use a federal law enforcement agency to go after people that are committing violent crimes. I think that sounds great. Okay? If Donald Trump was building up ICE to go after violent criminals, cartel members, people who are smuggling drugs and people who are committing horrific acts or violent acts anyway, then I think that would be fucking amazing. Okay? I think that would be great. All right?
Agreed.
That's not what he's doing. He specifically instructed ICE to stop concentrating on those people and to go after anybody brown they can find behind Home Depot. And that I have a problem with. That I have an issue with.
Okay, and I have an issue with it too if what you're saying is people that are brown. Let's be clear that you're saying that he is being told to send people home that are undocumented immigrants, even if they're nonviolent.
He's telling people not only is he doing that, he's deporting people that, again, aren't even undocumented migrants. He is finding ways to remove the legal status of people in the United States to then deport them. Okay, he's not just going after non-violent undocumented immigrants. He's going after non-violent people who aren't even undocumented, people that are legally here, that have a legal status in the United States. Okay, look at the Columbia students. That's a great example, right? People that were here on student visas, but were talking and speaking in a way that Donald Trump didn't like, that hurt his fifis. And so he's ripping away their legal status here to make them undocumented so then he can deport them.
Okay, like I said, I don't know much about that, the whole thing that you were talking about. If that's happening, it's wrong. However, I'm not also, and let me be clear as well, I'm also not saying that we only send people home who are violent. Like, that's just the worst of the offenders. If you are here illegally at all, you need to leave. Like, I keep that same energy with if I went to someone else's country. If I went into your country illegally, send my ass home.
Okay, sir.
Do it in any means possible.
That's real sweet. How?
What do you mean how? You use ICE to track people down, and you send them
Gotcha.
home on buses,
So
on planes.
on
That's the way we
average,
do it.
okay. Let me give you two little statistics real quick. Okay, just to poke a few holes in this. Okay, sure. You want to say oh, we should get them all out of here. Fine. I will play your game for a second. Okay. Sound good? Few things. Few little numbers for you. Few numbers for you. Y'all make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. 14 million. Okay. That is the estimated number of undocumented immigrants in the United States. Okay. That have built up over the last 50 years. 14 million. All right. Right? To put that in perspective, this year, with all this ICE buildup and everything that Donald Trump has done, okay, he's deported about 350,000 migrants. Okay? Approximately. Okay? We don't know how many have come in, but about 350,000 have been deported. Okay? About $14,000. Okay? That is the average cost that it costs to deport every single undocumented migrant. Okay? So we're talking about hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars that would cost to deport all of them. All right. Here's another number for you. $98 billion. Okay. That is the amount of money that undocumented immigrants paid in the last trackable year in federal taxes. Okay. Give me another number. Okay. Set of numbers. About 7.2 million. All right. That is the number of open jobs in the United States and is about the same number as people that are looking for jobs in the United States. Okay? Now let me show you what all of those numbers mean, right? And once I put them all together, all right? There is no possibility in our freaking world that Donald Trump is going to be able to find and deport 14 million people. But if he was going to be able to do that, we would lose out in hundreds of billions of dollars, okay, over the next 10 years. In tax revenue, not to mention it would cost us trillions in order to get them out. So it's going to cost taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars, and we're going to lose hundreds of billions of dollars on top of that for our economy. We have an unemployment rate that's already rising. So therefore, we're going to have a lot more open jobs in the United States, which is going to stagnate our economy, which means that not only that, companies are going to leave. So we'll have a slower economy. We'll spend a shit ton of taxpayer dollars in order to get something done that can't get done anyways.
Well, I'm just confused on your stance, because your stance doesn't make much sense to me. So you say, like, you're against illegal immigration, but then you're for the immigrants that are already here illegally because of jobs that are open, but then there's also unemployment. So we have jobs, but there's unemployment, so I don't understand why we can't just fill that in general. And then, two, I'm like confused on where, like, we have a housing crisis. Where are we going to put people?
Sir,
we also have
where are we going to put? They're already here.
Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't understand your stance.
Let me give you my stance then. Let me clarify my stance. Okay? Let me clarify my stance. All right? There are too many people here to actually logically deport them. It would cost us too much, and it would hurt our economy too much in order to pull it off. Okay? If you could for no money, just snap your fingers Okay. And then all of those undocumented immigrants, just like you snap it, they all float up like it's the rapture. We can all put them all together and move them, and then they're just gone tomorrow. Sure. Fine. Let's do it. Okay. Let's do it. But that's just not logical. Okay. This is why the concentration on violent criminals, on cartel members is so important. Okay? Because when we're going after people, we could just do this forever. Donald Trump could have this term, next term, the next term. He could run 6 straight terms, doubling the size of ICE every single year, and we still wouldn't clear all of the undocumented immigrants out of this country. Hell, I don't even think we'd get halfway there.
Sure, but I agree with you as well, and that's why I think there's the problem is 2 things. Is one, do exactly what Trump said he was going to do, like month 1, started to try to deport them, and increase our budget towards our border. Stop the bleed. We need to stop bleeding.
We're not talking about the border.
And you
okay?
Okay, well, I'm talking about immigration. It's not that big of a lot.
No, it is, because those are 2 different stances, sir. Sir, I have no problem with having a strong border, okay? Democrats don't have a problem with there being a strong border. The Biden administration tried to make a strong border 4 different times over their administration, was stopped by Republicans every single time. Okay? Every single time. All right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. One border bill 6 days after Biden took office. Okay? And a final one that was actually written by Republicans that was stopped specifically by Donald Trump. Okay, who called the Senate and told them not to pass that bill because he wanted to be able to run against Biden on the border, and knew that he couldn't do that if Biden passed that border bill because it would have fixed so much stuff. Okay.
Okay.
And all right. Cool.
I never said you weren't for a border.
When it comes to the removal of undocumented immigrants in this country, it is not feasible. Okay. So since things are not feasible, what is our goals? I don't know what your goals are. Okay. Here's my goals. All right. My goal: get the violent people out with as much efficiency as we possibly can. All right. And the best way to know how many people are in this country, know exactly who they are, their status, be able to run background checks, and to be able to put the best concentration on the worst people here is to set a level of mass amnesty in the United States. Take all of that money that Donald Trump is spending on ICE, put it for CBP to help them secure the border, like you said, to stop the bleeding. And then the people that are already here, you give them an ability to turn themselves in, have background checks done on them, and give them a temporary legal status in the United States in order to be able to work, provide for our economy, all right, and to be able to be tracked and legal and all that stuff in the United States. It would spur our economy, it would spur our job growth, it would spur all of the things, including increasing tax revenue in the United States. All right. Then we know all the people that don't turn themselves in for background checks. Those are the bad ones. And now they're really easy to concentrate on because we know exactly where they are and how to find them. All right. Because they're not all in the clutter of all those other people. All right. So you want the answer on how we fix that? That's how you fix it. All right. You fix it by making sure the people that have already been here for 5, 10, 20, 30 years, some of them been here that since they were infants, know nothing else in this country. Instead of trying to chase them down where they are constantly hiding from you, you allow them a chance to come say, hey, everybody who's been here for longer than 5 years, come on over. We're going to background check you. We're going to make you a legal part of our system. All right. And we're going to allow you to do what you were already doing, which is work, provide for your families, provide for our economy, all the things that you were already doing legally. And now those cartel members, they're easy to find. Those violent people, they're easy to find because those people aren't going to turn themselves in. And those are the people we can concentrate all those ICE efforts towards. That's how you actually fix the problem.
Sure. And I've been with that as long as you don't have any criminal past and you can speak English and you have housing. That's like the issue. So also, like, speaking English is a huge portion about being in this country. Like, you can't be a citizen and not know English. It makes it hard for you. Just like I can't be a citizen of Italy if I don't speak Italian. Like,
yes, you can.
Which is perfectly reasonable because you have to have conversational Italian to speak Italian.
Don't.
I have friends who...
I lived in Italy. No, you don't. You do. Okay, I lived in Italy for almost 3 years. No, you don't.
To apply for Italian citizenship,
sir,
a very good friend of mine just did.
Sir,
you have to have conversational Italian.
Sir,
you do.
The only reason that we have
people,
the only reason that probably you, because you're probably a white dude in this country, The only reason that you are in this country right now is because somewhere down your line, somebody that didn't speak English came to this country and settled, and then they didn't know English, and their kids learned both languages. And as we went down the line, English just became the language. Okay, it happened with the Italians.
What does being a white guy have to do with anything?
Because the Italians came here not speaking English, the Polish came here not speaking English. Okay, their Germans came here not speaking English. Literally 90% of the European immigrants that came to this country came here not speaking English, and they're what makes up America.
With anything now?
Because do
with living in America now.
Yes, it does. It has everything to do with being in America now. Because America, okay, does not have a homogenous freaking a group of people that are from here outside of the freaking indigenous people. If you want to talk about things like Italy, guess what?
Go to the airport and listen what they speak over the loudspeaker. It's English.
They speak Italian over they speak English in the loudspeaker in Italy too. They speak English over the loudspeaker in South Korea. They speak English over the loudspeakers in Japan.
First. Yes, with Korean first.
Yeah, and if you go to the LA airport, they also speak English and Spanish over it.
Dude, if go to any store, everything is written in English. To say that English is not the language of the United States.
I didn't say it wasn't the language of the United States. You're saying that you need to be able to speak English to be American, and that's horseshit.
Language. Yes, it does. It's English.
No, it's just
English.
Sir, just because English is the language that is primarily spoken in this country doesn't mean you need to speak English in order to be American. That is fucking crazy. That is fucking crazy.
To live in America successfully, you need to be able to speak English.
That's not true at all. Where'd you say you were from?
What'd you say?
Where'd you say you were from?
I told you I'm a traveling nurse.
Okay, awesome. I grew up in Southern California. You do not need to speak English to be successful in the United States at all. Not even close. Okay? You can be 100% successful in this country. You can be 100% successful in this country, depending on where you're at, and you do not need to speak English to be able to do so. But the thing about people speaking English,
in Michigan speaking Tagalog.
Then don't go to fucking Michigan. Then don't go to Michigan.
No, I'm saying
that was easy. I don't know why you'd want to go there anyway. Okay.
I don't know. I've never been to Michigan. I'm saying in general.
What's the official language of the United States?
I'm sorry?
What's the official language of the United States?
English.
You want to try that again?
I said English.
Would you like to try that again and try to be right this time?
What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're saying. What are you doing?
I'm asking you a question.
What is the official language of the United States?
Mm-hmm.
English.
Nope.
All right, what is the official language of the United States?
There is none. We do not have an official language of this country. There is no official language of the United States of America.
Okay. All right. It's not written on a board somewhere, but I think if you went and polled people would tell you English. And that says way more than any dumb statistic you're reading. I think if you go up to any single person, the default of what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, how are you doing? Not, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Está bien? You're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. That's not, when you walk up to the triage desk in a hospital, you say, hi, what can I help you with? I don't go, hi, what language do you speak? I address you in English. And if you speak a different language because you never learned English, it is a very complicated process. You have to get a translator, and then you have to get a translator that's certified in medical.
You seem like you're very upset at the fact that we don't have an official language.
I'm not upset. I'm
really. It sounds like you're crashing the fuck out over it.
Contentious issue to you.
It sounds like you're crashing the fuck out on it. To be completely honest with you.
It sounds like you're attacking me personally because you've lost in this exchange.
Oh no, I'm not attacking you personally, sir. I'm just responding to what you sound like. You're speaking very, very fast. You're stuttering. You seem to be very, very upset. And I'm literally just saying you should calm down.
I'll fill it out. So
you don't have to. I'm just saying. It's just crazy to be that upset Okay,
What?
finding
I'm
out that
confused.
English
You just
isn't the
told me I
to
was
be
being-
that upset, finding out that English
I'm a passionate person.
to find
I'm a
out
passionate
no, yeah,
person.
that no,
That's it.
sir. There's fine to be passionate. Okay, to be so upset that you find out that English isn't the official language of the United States is very, very sad to hear. Okay, it's very, very sad to hear. Okay, this is the way immigration has worked for the history of this country. Okay, I'll give you a little history lesson. Okay, people from other countries have come here not speaking English. Okay, they've come here not spoke English, lived in communities of people that didn't speak English, did just fine, and then their kids went to American schools and learned English. And they learned English in those schools, and back at home, they spoke the language of their parents and their grandparents. Whether that was, again, Italian, Polish, Spanish, whatever it was. Okay? And then their kids had kids with other people with kids. And as we went throughout history, those people from other countries that spoke those other languages slowly over generations assimilated into speaking only English. Okay? And we have done that throughout the history of our country for the entirety of our country. Okay? Back in the day, all right, you would have signs in front of restaurants and bars that said no Italians. Okay? While Italians were being treated the exact same way that you want to treat people from Latin America right now. You would have it about the Polish. You would have it about the Irish. Okay. You would have it about so many different cultures throughout American history. Okay. Where people were trying to get rid of the same people that said they need to speak our language. They need to do all this sort of stuff. Right. All right. All throughout our history. Okay. This is nothing new for people like you to be scared of people coming into our country for no apparent reason. Okay, except for some type of xenophobia. All right. The immigrants are not here to hurt you. Okay. Immigrants are not here. Sir, stop whining. Thank you. I'm in the middle of speaking. Okay. You're gonna be fine. Immigrants commit less crime in this country than American citizens. Okay, by a long shot. They pay a whole bunch of taxes and into social programs that we benefit from that they don't. Okay. There have been, I don't even know how many mass shootings this year. None of them were done by undocumented immigrants. Almost all of them have been done by freaking straight white males. Last time I checked, that's a lot scarier to me than any freaking person from Venezuela is. Okay. So while I do believe that while
definitely wrong about that.
Sir, you should be quiet while you're behind. Thank you.
I've been sitting here listening.
You are so. I know it's scary. If you actually listened a little bit longer, you might actually learn something. We wouldn't want that, would we?
Dude, I called you.
Awesome.
You to.
So while I am saying what,
conversation.
Well, that's fine. This is the part of the conversation where you're quiet. So while I do agree that we should be stopping criminals that come into our country, we should be stopping criminals, period. Whether they're undocumented immigrants, whether they're documented immigrants, or whether they're American citizens, we should be stopping criminals. Making that specifically about one side or the other is crazy, okay? Crime is bad. Violent crime is bad, regardless of who's perpetrating it. And while we do need to have strong borders, okay, this mass fear of people just because they come from a different country is wild. It makes you sound like you haven't been anywhere, and it really makes you sound scared. And I'm just saying it sounds sad. All right. Now, what would you like to say?
Okay. I'm not afraid of people from different cultures. I've never said that once. I said that you should enter the country legally. That was all I said. And I said that English is the predominant language in the United States. So be it not be the official, I don't know what you mean by official, maybe on a post somewhere, but it's the consensus societal language that we have chosen, which means, in my mind at least, that is the official language. And when you go to places like Hungary, when you go to places like even China, I mean, China has obviously Cantonese and Mandarin, but during the Mongolian Empire, when they were trying to take over China there was multiple different languages, but the reason why the predominant language in China is Mandarin is because of tons of things, war, immigration, yeah. But right now, I'm not worried about what it used to be or what it is now. I'm worried about what it is now. And what it is now is China's predominant language is Mandarin. United States' predominant language is English. And it's just silly to argue that. That's just a silly argument to say that it's not. It's a small.
What's silly is for you to tell us we should be. What's silly is for you to say we should be more like China and Hungary.
No, I said, first of all, I didn't say that. I just said through war, I was using them as an. I mean,
you pretty much did.
I was using them I was using them as an example of places that have languages through different means, such as war, like we do, war and immigration and things, the reasons why we speak the way we do. Also, there's a statistic, or not a statistic, there is an old history story about if Columbus wasn't the one to come here and then end up with bringing certain parts of his language, that we would have been speaking Dutch. I understand the reason why we do what we do. Like, it's immigration and war and society and all those things come together. But all I'm saying is right now,
sir, what are you getting at?
Language is English. I'm getting at the fact that you were trying to say that it's not English when it very clearly.
No, I just said the official language is not English. The United States of America does not have an official language. I'm sorry that hurts your feelings. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I really am. Okay, I'm sure you'll make it through one day. All right, you'll survive it. All right. The official language is not English. Okay, and while English is the predominantly spoken language in this country, okay, and that's great. Okay, I mean, it's great for me. I only speak English, so that would be very difficult for me if it wasn't. Okay, making it where you for some reason think that everybody that needs to be here needs to speak English because it makes you feel good is just ridiculous. Okay, but I think we've digressed this part of the conversation, and honestly, I don't think you're really saying anything anymore. So I'm gonna move on to the next caller. I hope you have a good one.
I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the conversation.
All right. Y'all make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. He got real upset over that. All right, we got to catch up on a few super chats, and then we're gonna move on to the next caller. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Dak says ICE is literally a terrorist organization by definition. No fucking shit. That's the fucking truth. Let's see. I'm gonna skip a few because I don't want to go through. We would be here all day. Gorilla says, yes, brown Spanish speaking person at Home Depot equals undocumented immigrant. Not racist at all, I promise. Check their papers, no facts, just logic. No facts, just logic, guys. No facts, just logic. Thank you so much, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Rando says, go Chargers. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. James with the jewels. Thank you. Gorilla says, Brev, can you become a citizen in Japan barely knowing Japanese? Plenty of people go there to be English teachers. 100% they do. 100% people. I actually know people in South Korea that speak that don't speak a lick of South Korean and are legally there. Totally okay. Dak says America has no official language. Here's a good one. By the way, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory and their primary language is Spanish. Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens. Hey, check that out. Pretty wild how we got there, isn't it? Thank you so much, Ditz. I appreciate that. Xenophobes don't know their anger is backed by fear, 100%. Perfect example of medical racism. That's the truth. Let's see. Oh, there's another one. Caller's going to be really upset when he realizes Puerto Rican's first language is Spanish. Yep. Sorry, I keep seeing people put this up here saying that Donald Trump signed an EO to make English the official language. I'd like to be very clear that EOs don't have the ability to do that. Okay? Sorry, I saw like three different super chats saying this. I ignored the first two because I was like, executive orders don't have the ability to do this. That would need to be congressional legislation that did that. It's kind of like when Donald Trump changed the name of Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America through EO. It's still the Gulf of Mexico. Okay? It doesn't change just because Donald Trump signs an executive order. Okay? EOs don't do that. All right? Donald Trump can write an executive order that says tomorrow that the official religion of the United States is Christianity. It doesn't make it true. Okay? By federal law in the United States, English is not the official language of the United States. There is not one. Okay? And an EO doesn't change that. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Oh, by the way, next super chat. Executive orders are not laws. It's asking Congress to. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, cool. Stacey said, my grandparents immigrated from Italy. They never really learned English, but had a successful business. Yes, they do. See? There's a success story right there. I really appreciate that. And Frankie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, we used to be proud of being the melting pot of the world. Guess what you can't have fondue with just milk. I appreciate that, Frankie. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to keep moving on to the next caller. I really appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, if you guys like support, I like to throw up the super chats in between callers. It had some really great notes in the super chat, really, which is really awesome. Also, if you'd like to become a member or possibly even gift memberships, or super fans, that's really awesome too. I really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much for being here and the support. You guys are awesome. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Doing good. You know what, man? That's a question I'm trying to answer for myself. Yes, and some things I'm not happy with.
Okay, well, I can't answer it for you, man.
Well, I can answer them for you. I got some questions for you, the same you probably have for me. So
I don't really have any questions for you at all, but I'll give you a question. What's up?
Well, I want to know this, man. You ask a lot of questions. I want to know if you support Israel.
Do I support Israel? Not particularly.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm unhappy with. I'm unhappy with that he states he ran his whole campaign on America first.
He literally promised Bibi Netanyahu during his campaign, which he met with, which was actually a violation of the law. He actually met with him. He actually met with him during that and said that he would give Netanyahu like unfettered access to like other American support if he became president.
Here's my deal, man. And like, obviously, I believe there's a lot of things we're sitting on opposite sides of the fence from, me and you. I tune in and I agree with some of the things you're saying, and I don't agree with some of the things you're saying, okay? Thought I'd hit you with your famous okay. I don't think it's about... I want to have you taking your conversations when you're directing up. I don't think it's...
Yeah, you're breaking up, dude.
Out my left. I don't think... Can you hear me now? Is that better?
A little bit.
Okay. So you think...
And he's gone.
I don't think it's about... I'm not gone, bro. I'm right here.
Bro, you just keep breaking up. Get better reception, bro. I just can't understand you. I can't have a conversation with you. I can't understand you.
You can hear me.
A little bit better.
Okay. So I don't think it's about Donald Trump. I don't think it's about Kamala. It's about both sides of the fence are clearly funded by AIPAC, are clearly chose by Israel. And when you're directing your conversations towards Trump just because he's in office, why is he in office? Because he was paid to be there by Israel, bro. Every war we've ever fought has been for Israel. Except
well, I don't really support Israel. This whole like anti-Semitic rant is, I think, probably like below me. So I'm just gonna move on to the next caller. I got better things to do. Yeah. I'm very against what Israel is doing, but I don't think I have time for this whole anti-Semitic rant that we got going on here. I think we can do better things with our lives than that, right? My opinion. Who scored all these points for him? Oh, that was the other day. Hello, how are you?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I'm from, yeah. Yeah, I would say I support him. I'm from New Jersey. I want to give you my side of more so politically, sides-wise, what I think.
Okay.
All right. So something I've learned.
JC, thank
from
you
a
so much for the
while
coral. I appreciate that.
From my first time voting, I voted for Trump the first time, and what I learned about how Democrats and Republicans kind of carry themselves, what I sort of noticed is I see Democrats seem to not tell you the truth all the time, and then Republicans, whether you like it or not, they just say it straight up. What do you think about that?
That's the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard.
I've definitely seen it here in my home state with what's going on.
What are the
I know
Democrats
you're
lying
West
about?
Coast. So, for some examples, is a lot of them will talk about wanting a better situation for the middle class in America, right?
Yes,
A lot
we've
of
seen
them are
expansion
involved
of the
with-
middle class through all of the last 4 Democratic presidents.
Yes. So, what I see is they are millionaires themselves, and they don't want their policies in their own backyard, as well as they do insider trading, a lot of them.
Well, they all do
Very much so
insider
public.
trading, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, but the problem
All
is that they
politicians
actually just
do
had a
that.
bill to kind of like stop that, and Donald Trump stopped the bill.
Was that a part of the bill that's a part of the government shutdown? Because I haven't
No,
really
this is
looked
a
into
different
that.
one. Yeah, a person, actually a Republican, actually came out and was like, "Hey, we should really stop this insider trading thing. That's like a good thing. We should stop that." And actually, they were getting a lot of people that were like really on board with it, which was actually pretty cool. And then Donald Trump was like, "I don't like that because I'm spending a little bit too much time doing that." All right.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be really difficult for you to try to ban that. He actually specifically came out and said, "I don't think that should apply to the president." Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about Democrat
also-
policies, okay? And yes, they are a lot of rich people, and the insider trading thing has happened a bit too. I'm not going to say that it hasn't, okay? But their policies, their actual policies are better for the middle class.
I see a lot of their policies. A lot of them are sort of hypocritical.
Like what?
Because if you look at it like in California, I watched a really nice video on this not too long ago. They, in their sort of local government or city government on that sort of level, just talking about Democrats, they implement these policies and then they end up never going through.
Like what?
Take like high density housing, for example. They take these high density housing like projects or anything like that, and they try to implement them. And then once they get the funding and it gets rolling, they cancel it because it's in their own backyard and they don't want high density housing. And it's all, you notice how a lot of neighborhoods in California are all sort of just like single family homes.
In the
I think that's due to
suburbs,
that
they
policy.
are.
I think that's due to that policy.
Okay.
In a lot of areas.
Sorry, this is just kind of crazy that we're talking about high density homes when the Republicans literally have a president who lies like every time he speaks. So I'm sorry, like no offense, like I mean I don't really know much about the I don't know too much about the high density policy in California, but I do know this. Okay, if we have to go all the way down to high density housing in California, in order to find how the Democrats are being hypocritical, while literally we're in the middle of a government shutdown and the vice president of the United States is saying it's because Democrats are trying to give healthcare to undocumented immigrants, which is a blatant lie, okay? Or Donald Trump says he's ended 7 wars, which he hasn't, okay? Or the fact that Donald Trump told 30,000 lies or misleading statements in his first term alone, okay? And like, if we have to go all the way from the president and the vice president of the United States lying daily, okay? That's your Republican standard on national television. But you have to get all the way down to high density housing in Democrats.
In office last year did that too. And
okay, when did they do that?
Republican or Democratic?
Awesome. When did they do that?
Every day, daily, like you're saying.
Can you name one?
Can you name one?
Can you name one? You're the one making the statement.
Can you name one? You're the one who said
I did. I made a statement
they
for
did
Donald
that.
Trump, and I made a statement for JD Vance. You're saying Democrats also did it when Biden was in office. I'm asking you for your example.
What did you say in specific for JD Vance?
Yeah, he said that the Democrats are shutting down the government in order to pay for healthcare for undocumented immigrants, which is a blatant lie.
And then Democrats will say the exact same thing. They're going to say something on the backbone. What I'm trying to get at, these politicians are going to lie no matter what. You know that,
Gotcha.
right?
Yes, I hear you saying that. Okay, and let's kind of break this down, for example. Okay, I hear you saying that politicians are going to lie regardless. I hear you saying that. Okay, but I'm giving you direct quotes from Republican leadership that is directly lying to the American people. Okay, intentionally lying in order to manipulate them. Okay, I ask you for one example of the Democrats doing the same thing, and you can't provide me with one singular example.
Okay. Well, something really simple with Kamala Harris, her being fact-checked about her race. Do you know what race Kamala Harris is?
She's black.
She's black?
Yes.
She's not Indian. She's
Indian is not a race.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
her race
I
can't
wanna
be
talk to you
Indian
about
because
something you
Indian
said
is not a
earlier,
race.
too. Sorry. I'm from New Jersey. Previously, I'm Italian. Just how it is, you know. But something I want you to know is you should not be comparing Italian Americans to Hispanic Americans now, because what I see it as is it's a way different situation where there's a lot of human trafficking going on to get these people into the country from cartels down south.
Right? And we should crack down on that.
Yes, we definitely should.
But Donald Trump's not concentrating his ability to do that. Donald Trump is concentrating on people who are living here, working here, and not doing any of that stuff. That was my entire argument. My entire argument is that we should be concentrating on bad things by bad people, not good things by good people. That's the point.
We are.
We're not.
Focusing on
Donald
okay,
Trump
I think we're
directly gave a
focusing on
directive to
both.
ICE to not do that. Well, Stephen Miller
What
did.
is this directive?
Stephen Miller had the heads of ICE together, and he told them to stop going after violent criminals and start going after people at Cardenas Markets and Home Depots.
Let me check it out.
Go ahead.
All right, something else.
You know that less than 15% of the people that are being swept up in ICE raids have any type of crime other than undocumented entry or overstaying a visa?
I did not know that. But
Yeah.
sorry, I don't want to go off this AI thing off the front. I don't really trust that for any sort of source.
Gotcha. So you looked it up, found out I was right. Now you don't like the source for the AI thing. That's fine. We can move on.
Well, oh no! The source for the AI actually goes against you.
Oh, okay.
It says it is false that a directive exists to not go after violent criminals.
Okay, I can pull it up.
First words, verbatim. Meantime, question: how do you feel about Charlie Kirk?
Who?
Charlie Kirk.
Not familiar.
You don't know him? Oh, okay. Since you like the debate and everything, I would have figured you may have known who he is.
No, I got nothing.
Okay. And then for the Gulf of America thing, why did companies start changing the name on their map then? Like, for example, like Apple or Google, I've seen it changed from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America on those maps.
Yeah, that's fine. They're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't change anything.
Yeah, so you checked out the directive thing. I'm trying to actually find one that
it's on the
says
screen.
that
Stephen Miller's order
Yeah.
likely sparked immigration arrests and protests. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller's orders to federal agents to arrest more people without convictions likely sparked the immigration arrests that ignited the protests in Los Angeles. The arrest at Home Depot's triggered the protests and the escalating response, including Donald Trump's use of the National Guard. Let's see.
Where does it say the directive?
Yep, right here. On May 20th, 2025, Stephen Miller, the architect of the Trump administration's immigration policies, called ICE top 50 field agents into Washington, D.C. Miller claiming there and eviscerated everyone. You guys aren't doing a good job. You're horrible leaders. He just ripped into everybody. He had nothing positive to say about anybody. Shot morale down to the first official, according to the report by Anna Giuriatelli. I have no idea how to say that last name. Steve Miller wants everybody arrested. Why aren't you going to Home Depots? Why aren't you a 7-Elevens? The officials recited. Sorry, it was Home Depots and 7-Elevens, not Home Depots and Cardinals.
Oh yes, I heard about that. Yeah, that's in my
In
opinion,
response to the
fucked up why they're
pushback
doing
from one
that.
ICE official, Miller said, "What do you mean we're going after criminals?" Miller got into a bit of a pissing contest. That's what Tom Homan says every time he's on TV. We're going after criminals. The official told the ICE Miller, according to the first official response from the Washington Examiner. And we can go on and on and on.
Yeah. I do understand why people want to immigrate to this country completely. There's so much opportunity here. I feel like you can agree with me on this too, because this is why they want to get here. There's so much opportunity here to make money and to succeed and provide for maybe a family or anything like that. But I do find it hard to believe that there's not really any other channel for them to get in. People say that Trump has blocked the border, openly said that he's blocked the border. I've seen that. But going in through the means of a cartel, immigrating through a cartel is not the right way to do it, because that is just going to dig a whole nother hole.
Are you advocating for better paths to citizenship in the United States? Because I agree with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most certainly.
Yeah, that would be what's called comprehensive immigration reform. That's the thing that Donald Trump stopped. Yeah. He stopped that in order to, have masked agents freaking breaking down doors and ripping children out of homes. But
Also, I heard you talking about cracking down on violent crime earlier, so this is a good one. Do you think it's bad that mostly Democratic politicians defund the police and prevent the police from doing their job against crime only because it is nonviolent? Something like breaking into a car or robbing someone with no harm done, with no bodily harm done. Do you think that's bad, that police should not be able to further prosecute on these people?
what? What are you talking about, dude? Freaking dude. Crime rates are down under Democrats almost across the board.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They're most certainly not.
They are. You don't even know what defund the police is,
Large
do you?
population areas. Largely populated areas had way, you can see it, red states, blue states.
You mean where there's more people, there's more crime?
No. Where there are Democratic politicians in power and there's a lot of people, there's more crime.
Yeah, you mean where there's more people altogether, people have to get along with other people that exist like them, so they tend to be more liberal and democratic?
Democratic.
You're seeing things the wrong way, sir. You're saying, do you ever realize why the most populated places in the United States are usually ran by Democrats? They can vote for whoever they want, but the most populated places in the United States are almost always ran by Democrats.
I don't see that in some states.
Sir, I'm not asking about in some states. I'm talking about the United States.
Okay, and then those cities have very bad policies.
Sir,
Stop
stop moving. Stop moving away from it, okay? Where the most populated places are, forces a lot. You think that it's Democrats that are in charge and then all the people came in. Okay, that's the way you guys make it sound. Like it's a Democrat city. Like this city,
That's very true.
Hold
For
on,
somewhere
hold,
like
hold
New
on,
York,
hold
that's
on,
very true.
hold on, dude. I swear, if you're quiet for a second, you might learn something. Okay?
It's not about learning. Okay,
You're
it's about
right. For you,
debating.
I'm sure it is not. Okay?
Sir, you need
You
to
guys,
calm down, please.
no, sir. I'm very calm. Okay?
Calm down.
I need you to be quiet. Perfect. Thank
If
you.
you need me to be. Okay.
All right, awesome. So you guys call it democratic cities as if the Democrats claimed the city of New York, okay? And then all these people came underneath it, all right? And that's how this thing became, right? It was a democratic city, and then all these criminals came in, like all this sort of stuff. No, sir. What it is highly populated areas tend to be more diverse, and more diverse areas tend to vote Democratic. Because Democratic policies tend to help more diverse crowds, i.e., if you look at like who represents the Democratic Party and you look at who represents the Republican Party, is a big difference between a diverse crowd, okay, and a bunch of white dudes, okay. So it's a big difference that way. Okay, these aren't democratic cities. They're just cities that happen to vote for Democrats. Okay, but if you look at highly populated areas that are ran by Republicans, they also have higher crime rates than the rest of the states around them. Okay, that doesn't change. All right, highly populated areas, when you put more people on top of more people, more crime happens. Okay, that happens in every single city across the whole world. Okay, regardless of political stance.
All right. I think you're right on definitely more people, there's going to be more crime. That's just simple fact. But I do think policies affect these cities and how they operate and how they deal with crime. And democratic policies, I seem to see, are more lenient and allow people to get away with more crime. If you want an example, you take like the New York City subway and having to have the National Guard come into there because the crime rate down there was just out of the park.
New York was at a very low crime rate compared to the last 3 decades, first of all. Okay, so that wasn't true. Okay. And second of all, who creates, sir, who creates laws?
In the 2020s. Who creates laws?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you take a bill, that bill goes to the I'm singing the Bill song. It goes up the fucking political ladder and it eventually becomes a fucking law.
I mean, I guess technically you're not wrong. That was a real bad that was a real bad explanation. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, well, let's try this. Okay, so bills are proposed in a legislature. Okay, they go through both houses of a legislature, right? They're approved by both sides, and then they go to the executive. Like in a state, that would be the governor. Okay, make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
States create laws. Not cities. Okay, so laws don't go based off of the
difference,
city.
though. You have federal law and then you have state law.
Correct, sir. But like, I'll give you an example. Atlanta has a higher crime rate than the rest of Georgia. Okay, because Atlanta is the most populated area. The laws that Atlanta uses is the same laws that the rest of the state uses. Okay, because the states are made at the laws are made at the state level. All right. So it's not the Democratic leadership of Atlanta that is soft on the law, because the law is the same. All right. There's just more people.
Well, but then you have something like Oregon, where you have the city of Portland in Oregon, and then you have the more eastern side of Oregon, which has those same laws carried over. Exactly what you're saying. And these people in the eastern side of Oregon don't want these laws. And these laws are stemming from a Democratic Party that is very soft on mostly illegal drugs throughout the entire United States, considered to be bad. Fentanyl is bad. Meth is bad. You know, they're not things that are good for you, but just because
neither is McDonald's.
Just because these Democratic, McDonald's is not good. But just because these Democratic governors want to pander to these levels of people and they don't want to deal with this crime rate,
Sir,
they just say,
what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
They just say, hey, let it be legal.
No, sir. Actually,
like
first of all, these drugs are illegal federally, so I don't know what the hell you're even talking about with these governors doing things. Second of all, we've seen what happens when you actually decriminalize narcotics in other countries, and actually the rate of narcotic use drops. So
it's not happening in Oregon, though, is it?
Yeah, actually, Oregon is doing just fucking fine.
I don't think they are. No,
but they are. Yeah, Oregon was doing great. Portland was doing great. The whole state's just doing great.
They have an insane amount of poverty and drug issues.
Yeah, so does Louisiana.
Okay.
So does Mississippi.
So
does Oklahoma, so does Arkansas, so does Kentucky, so does
police to do their job on.
So does every single red state. Actually, if you look at the poverty rate by state, red states tend to be more inflicted by poverty and drug use than their blue counterparts.
I don't think that's true.
That's okay. You're thinking it's true. Doesn't change anything. They're also hiring things like teen pregnancy and all sorts of other things.
Yeah, I'll definitely still look it up.
For the most recent 2023 data, Louisiana had the highest poverty rate at 18.9%, followed closely by Mississippi at 18%, and New Mexico was 17.8%. The lowest states were New Hampshire, Utah, and Minnesota.
I'm talking about impoverished and drug.
Here's a little map. They even put a little map up for us. Isn't that nice when they do that? They put a little map up so you can actually see the poverty levels. It's crazy. Look at that. Louisiana, Mississippi, the highest over there. And look at all these. Oh, Oklahoma's way up there. Arkansas is way up there. Kentucky, West Virginia, just super high levels of poverty rate. And then when you look over here, look how much lower places like California and Oregon and Washington are. Much lower rates.
Are you showing this on your stream right now? I'm sorry.
I am. Yeah, percentage of population below the poverty level.
$20.25. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see how Portland's over here, like doing, pretty well actually. 12.2%. I mean, not the best, but pretty good for how populated they are. Not bad. Minnesota, nice little blue state, 9.3%. Washington, nice little blue state, 9.9. Massachusetts, 10.4. New Hampshire, 7.2. Oh, but your red states down here, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Even Texas is over 14.
All right.
Yeah. But hey, it must be those Republican policies that are doing it, right? Y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.
What those you meant to say Democrat policies that are doing that? Is that what you meant to say?
No. I'm just saying, since you're saying the Democrat parties are the one. Right. You said Democratic, politicians in like Oregon are causing these super high poverty rates. Now that you can hear the data and everybody can see the data, that it's actually Republicans. It must actually be Republican policies in places like Louisiana and Mississippi that are causing these super high, the super high poverty rates.
I can't see it.
What's actually funny too?
Where are you getting your data from?
Oh, this is on World Population Review, but we can pull it from lots of other data. We can also show those same states that have those high poverty rates actually are like lowest in education too. Louisiana and Mississippi are the bottom two, I believe, in education in this country.
All right. Well,
here's another
happy
map
to
by
talk to you.
AmericanProgress.org that pretty much says the exact same thing, though. If if you're just interested, there are so
Yeah,
many
yeah, I'm
maps
sure.
on this. It's pretty wild.
Drug
Still
use by state.
Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Alabama. This one's actually worse for you. Yeah.
I see. I see it varies. Drug use and addiction rank.
Mm-hmm.
New Mexico is one.
Yep, New Mexico's one. I said that.
Alaska. Wow. Yeah. We do got a lot of drug use. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right on that.
Yep. All right, man. Well, I guess
All right.
you
Thank
have
you
a
for
good
having
one, all
this
right?
conversation with me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good one, all right?
You too.
All right. Y'all make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. T Feezy, thank you for the $5 over on Cash App. For I'm Commanders fan. Well, you can have your $5. No, go Bolts. Thank you so much, T Feezy. I appreciate that. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I feel like I just said that. So, anyways, I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. Old man said, you're very childish and malicious when you debate. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That was very sweet of you. And Lovely Goddess said, wow, this is our education system at play. Yeah, not doing great. Not doing great. Thank you very much, Lovely Goddess. And Stacy said, keep Portland's name out your motherfucking mouth. Sorry, I have to. I might have added that last part in there. My bad. I might have added that last part. Yo, thank you guys so much for the super chats. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats open. Those do help. Super stickers, all that stuff that do help to keep support the live, and I like to throw them up in between callers. And Tyler, thank you on cue. Thank you so much for the super sticker, the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're gonna take at least one more caller, keep this thing going. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. Also, please consider becoming a super fan or a member. Those are also really helpful to help keeping the live going. Or gifting those. Those are also really cool. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for being here and for all of this support. You guys are absolutely awesome today. Hello, how are you?
Hey, it's good.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
It sounds like you're really far away. Are you like on a Bluetooth or something?
I'm driving to work.
Oh, there you are. Awesome. So how old are you?
28.
Brandon, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, I'm more a centrist. I don't really subscribe to either side. I think there are a lot of things that he's really messing up. But I think there are one or two things that he's getting a lot of criticism for that I think are not necessarily entirely fair. Like, you know, I'm a European immigrant, and the pressure that he's exerted on Europe and NATO to increase spending, I think, is a good thing. I think the method in which he's done it has fractured and soured relationships, which I think is dangerous to do that with our allies. But the result is the same. And you know, past presidents, you know, both Democratic and Republican, have not been able to do this. And I think it's kudos where kudos is due for that, to be honest. You know, the Europeans needed
the Europeans were already building up without Donald Trump saying anything. Again, most of the countries that already did this were already building up their militaries anyway. Okay. You're right. Donald Trump. Hold on. You're right. Donald Trump caused it. That is correct. He did cause it, but it was out of fear. Okay. It was out of fear because Donald Trump is so unhinged and so not a good leader that the United States, that used to be able to be relied on as some sort of stabilizing force, okay, can no longer be relied on as a stabilizing force anymore. All right. So the European countries started building up out of fear. Germany started already building up. The UK already started building up well before anything with NATO even came up, right? So it wasn't a very difficult thing for them to say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna build up. Also, we're gonna keep building up," because they were doing that. Also, the president of France, came out and said that we can no longer rely on the United States anymore. We need to start building up our military forces. I believe the Chancellor of Germany also did the same thing in coordination with Macron. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
these things were happening, and saying like, "Oh, Donald Trump put pressure on them," and why they're doing it is kind of disingenuous. It's Donald Trump was so bad that it happened.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying for the most part. So, I mean, if you look at the charts of European defense spending, they all take a dramatic spike up exactly when he comes into power, right? Exactly when his rhetoric really takes effect. And I agree with you. You know, it's damaging. The way it was done is damaging. You know, it's fear. You're right. It's fear that we're not going to be able to. The Europeans are not going to be able to rely on the American power. Now, big picture, again, that makes sense. If we're going to be fighting China in 2027, 2028, which is the CIA prediction, and it does seem very likely, then we cannot be fighting Russia and China at one time. We really need the Europeans to step up. So big picture strategy, like, it makes sense. The way it was done and the fear mongering, like you said, is damaging to our relationships and our allies. And I
You're making an assumption that the Europeans are going to fight with us if we go to war in China in 2028.
I'm not making that assumption.
You are. Like you're saying the Europeans need to build up because they're afraid of Trump. The problem with that is they're afraid of Trump. So literally that build up could also cause the separation of the alliance in between the United States and NATO, or the United States and the European countries, which then would be not helpful in that whatsoever.
Right. No, I'm a big believer in the strength of NATO. We've been living on a peace dividend for decades now because of NATO, and having overwhelming force is a deterrent. We try not to use it, but it needs to be there. So you know, our adversaries and the Axis powers, you know, don't get tempted. And unfortunately, in the last few years, they are getting tempted. But now, I'm not saying that the Europeans are going to be involved with a war with China. I think it would be in their best interest to be, because they are just as much consumers of the Taiwanese silicon industry as we are. But you know, they're not geopolitically or just strategically placed to be able to do that or project power in the same way that the US can across the Pacific. So I think it's unlikely, but I also think it's probably in their best interest. That said, if they're busy fighting Russia, then what does it make a difference anyway? You know, they're going to be tied up fighting.
I'm not too worried about Russia, considering Russia can't even take out Ukraine, to be completely honest with you. I'm not too concerned with that. But hey, man, I am going to move on to the next caller so I can get some Trump supporters in here. But I do really appreciate you. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned with Russia, to be completely honest with you. Brandon, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate that. I may have to. Let's see. Actually, I think I'm just going to get off today. I really appreciate it. I'll be back on tomorrow night. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll be back on tomorrow about 7 p.m. Central. So I'll see you guys then. Love y'all. Have a wonderful one. Bolt up. Go Chargers, all right? Bye. How you doing? How are you feeling?